What's good? What's good? What's good in the hood? I am and always will be your host, Juice, and welcome to Ep.9 of the Good in the Hood podcast, man. A little different today. It's going to just be a solo episode with just me. A lot to talk about today, though, so it will be entertaining. I can promise you that. Shout out to the regular guests I have on the show, my bro Smoother, my bro Jay Black, who special shout out to Jay because bro just donated a kidney. He recovered. He's recovered pretty speedy so far, but he's still got some residual effects. He's working out, but bro is a warrior. He's a beast, and I'm really glad to call that man a friend. Super inspirational story he has, and I hope he's able to share with you guys in a very near future. Shout out to the bro Moon, the bro Mello, the whole Pivot Gang homies, and everybody else that I love and rock with out there as my friends. Ain't gotta say no more. On the homie Sleep, shout out to Tim. Um, and I wish more of the bros were here today because there is so much to talk about. But like I've said on the Juice Unfiltered series now for the last two episodes, the coronavirus is getting real serious, and social distancing is becoming not even a advisement. It's like a requirement at this point. We all need to be social distancing, just staying at home unless you need to go outside, like go to the store or little things like that. If you want to leave the house, just do it in a smart manner. Like I leave the house to go drive and just to see the scenery, just be outside and breathe in fresh air. But I'm not interacting with other people. I'm just being cautious. I'm not sure what I have. I'm not sure what they have. Once again, coronavirus is something that is not easily detectable. You can just be someone who carries it and not have any symptoms and still be able to give it to someone else who could be prone to receiving those symptoms and being actually affected severely by this virus. As of today, I just checked this morning. There have been 614,811 cases worldwide, 28,282 deaths. The U.S. is leading the world in the number of cases with 104,256 deaths. But we're not even in the top five. I mean cases. I'm sorry. It was 104,256 cases. But we're not even in the top five. I don't believe as far as the death rate goes. We have 1,704 deaths. Still greatly behind Italy, who has 9,000. China with three. Spain with 5.6 thousand. Iran with 2,500. And just so on and so forth. And it's super scary. And since it's one of those things that happens a lot in the world, in society as a whole, when it does not affect you directly, when you don't see it, when you don't feel it, it's almost like you're numb to it. And we should not be this way. We've seen it in the past. We look at crime rates in my hometown, in my home city, Chicago, and you see all the death rates and the murder tolls in Chicago, and we just say the stats and keep moving. But when that stuff hits home, man, it's different, and we need to always have that in our mind. Like, okay, it's not affecting me, but how would I feel if it was affecting me? Like, think for others at times, man. Just be a good person and just be cautious, man. Like, in this thing, like I would have thought it would have affected or people would have woke up faster to it. I can't believe people are still out going to parties and doing just interacting socially like nothing's going on. I can't believe people are still doing that because for me, I was someone who didn't take it seriously because the whole country didn't take it seriously for like the first 2 months of this year. But once like it started, like March Madness is canceled, NBA suspended the season, all this stuff started happening. I'm like, oh, this must be serious because now people like these big companies, these big conglomerates are withholding income basically. They're like stopping their revenue for safety, and in this capitalistic world, that doesn't happen unless something is seriously going wrong. And that's what opened my mind to it, and just had me on just lockdown. I'm not going outside. I'm not socializing with nobody. I'm gonna go ahead and face my blunt. But with that being said, when I look at like this, it's also like on a more lighter note about the subject, because I don't want to be super dark about coronavirus right now, because it is a dark topic. But someone who hasn't been affected by it yet, like myself, like I've heard stories of like in local neighborhoods that have it, and it's something that's growing here in Chicago, and it could hit close to home very shortly. But in the meantime, I'm more just sitting at the crib and like watching, like, man, ESPN really has nothing going on. Fox Sports One has nothing going on. There's no sports. It's crazy. I'm not going to watch esports. It's not my thing. And I sat and I thought about it because the NBA season was so good. And being a Bulls fan, when you're actually a fan of a sports team, especially if it's your hometown sports team, I feel like that you are super committed to that sport when that team is good. When that team is good, you know all the stats for every team because you got to talk your shit. Like when D Rose and the Bulls were great, I was the biggest NBA fan because I had all the stats for everybody to prove why Derrick Rose is the best player in the league or why the Bulls should be the champions or will be the champions. And of course, that didn't happen for the Bulls, but that when your team is competitive, it makes the sport better. But this year, even though the Bulls are complete, utter trash, I found myself truly enjoying the NBA. The NBA was having a great season. LeBron was on pace to tie Michael Jordan and have 5 MVPs, get his 4th title. I really wanted the Lakers to win the championship this year because I was a big Kobe fan, and when Kobe died, it's like, man, the Lakers gotta do it now for Kobe. They got to. They got to do it for Vanessa. They got to do it for that whole family. They need to celebrate something at this time. I really want that to happen. And of course, an NBA championship is minute in comparison to 1,700 people losing their lives in America and 28,000 losing their lives in the world. So the NBA championship is minute compared to that. But it's impossible to sit there and just think like, man, what this season could have been. Like as a fan, just trying to take a lighthearted approach to thinking about this crisis. I wasn't the biggest NCAA basketball person. I literally just watched college hoops during March Madness for the most part. The NFL, if coronavirus affects the NFL, I would be baffled, bro. Like I would officially just say, yo, we gotta just not go anywhere. No one can leave the house. If this goes into June, like if what we're dealing with now, like right now it's March 28th. If this goes into June, this gonna be ugly, man. Because like I'm one of the people who was affected and was laid off, but I'm also able to file for unemployment. I'm also, I have my ducks in a row in a sense. Like I think I'll be okay if I can get if it just gets me back at work by June. If it goes to August though, fine. I don't know. Who knows what? Who knows like what? How long can the government afford to pay us unemployment? There were 3.3 million last time I checked. 3.3 million Americans filed for unemployment. I'm not sure how many people are in this country for the top of my head. I should look that up, but I think it's like 7 million something, if I'm not mistaken. And if it's only like 7 million of us and 3.3 million have applied for unemployment, that is crazy. Um, and and like I said, this is a crisis, and it's something that we need to approach. And we look at schools; schools are shutting down. And shout out to the CPS, Chicago Public Schools, and other schools across the country who are staying open just to provide kids with food. Because I know there are plenty of kids out there who parents can't feed them 3 meals a day. They can't afford that. The parent has to go to work and stuff like that. So it's schools are necessary beyond just education, and I'm glad that the school authorities are realizing that. I'm not sure how they approach returning to school, how they approach the next year, how they approach this year. Does the year just stop? And my fault, I just tweeted. There's 327 million people in America. I don't know why I said those. So I'm crazy. But yeah, still 10% of the 10% of the population applying for unemployment is wild. I said 7 million people in America. That's 327. That's crazy. I'm gonna leave that in too. I'm trying to realize how dumb I am. But like I said, we're going back with school and with like the NBA. I'm curious of how these authoritative figures in those positions decide what to do with this year. Does the NBA just cancel this year? Do they give out awards still? For school, do kids have to go back and do this whole year over again, or do kids just get to move on to the next grade? It's tough things, and I think with kids, what they could start back school if it's possible. They can start back school in June and go until August or September, and then not come back until 2021. And maybe that could be the new thing. Maybe they get rid of summer break. I'm not sure how that works. It's I'm glad I'm not in that position to have to make those decisions. These are tough decisions. And unfortunately, we're in a position where we need great people, smart-minded people, level-headed people to make these smart decisions. And our president is who our president is. Um, I have no words. I have no words to describe how I feel about Trump. When I watch those daily briefings and I watch Cuomo from New York just outshine our president, and I sit back and I think I remember in 2016 when he was officially elected. I just looked at the TV because I used to be a person that used to work the election polls. And I was what they call it, an equipment manager. I set up the whole event for the election polls, whatever, right? And I'm just sitting there like, man, people are really gonna vote for Trump. This is a thing. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't hold my political views that tight to my chest. I'm a full blown Bernie Sanders supporter. I get the socialist ideology that people want to put on him, but I would much rather go for socialist than go the route that we're going now. Where a president would just laugh at a virus, like he literally laughed at it. He's still not respecting this virus. He wants to be opened um, by East. He wants to open the country back up by Easter, and I get it. Um, the stock market is plummeting. You're a businessman. You care about those kind of stats. You want to be looked at as a good wartime president. But bro, this ain't about you. This ain't about your stats. It's not about what you want your legacy to say. Your legacy is going to say you're Donald Trump. Like I don't know what you expect. I'm not understanding what bro is expecting, what his idea is, but the fact that y'all voted for this man annoys me beyond measure. Like I was actually a person who was big into politics through high school and through my stint in college. I minored in political science for a quick second, and once in 2016, once he got elected, I swear I dropped politics. I just gave up. I quit the idea. I looked at politics. Okay, this is just a game. This is a game to them. But they don't care. There's no change to be made through politics. I gave up. I really did. I still kind of believe that. I still believe the way the system is constructed in politics is just not going to fix anything anytime soon. I think this is going to be a continuing thing. It's going to, like even with Obama. Obama did a good job to me, a great job to me. But at the same time, the country hasn't changed much in years, as far as the economy, as far as the classism. Like everything is still very much the same. You can argue about taxes and whatever all day, every day. Inflation exists, so taxes are going to just continue to raise, and there's no predicting it. And honestly, the economy is just treated like a game. They treat everything. They treat us like pawns on the chessboard. We're very small to them. Like when I got laid off, I sat back and thought, like, man, end of the day, we all are just numbers to our bosses, to our bosses' bosses, and so on and so forth. And when you climb up that that those ranks high enough, and you pass your boss, you get past the owner of your company. They even the owner of your company answers to somebody who answers to the president, who answers to Congress, and so forth and so forth. And it's just it's a never ending ladder of hierarchy, and people get that kind of power, and they feel like they can that people below them. Whenever someone feels like people are below them, bad things happen, man. And I'm not a socialist. I'm not saying that, but I'm just it's the classism in this country, the classism in this world is so disgusting, and the result of it is what's happening with the coronavirus. The result of it is what happened with Katrina back in 2005. Um, the result of it is the recession and how it affected the middle class, working class, and the impoverished communities. Like at the end of the day, the the cream rises to the top, and people at the bottom get nothing. Like, that's how it works, and that system is just wrong. Like I don't know how else to break it down other than that system is wrong. And when I look at figures and honestly, the only positive thing about what Trump has done as his presidency run is it's shown us that even though he was the wrong man, politicians are not the answer. I don't feel like I want Bernie Sanders to rock. I like Bernie Sanders what he talks about, what he invokes, but at the same time, his person does not gravitate. So we need someone who's gonna be able to touch the people. Like Obama, well, what made Obama so special to me, and even Clinton, Bill Clinton, not Hillary, in a certain way, like even though he had his huge flaws, they were people that we can touch. You know, people that we can semi relate to or semi approach, and we felt comfortable with them. We couldn't can't trust a politician, but they had trustworthy traits. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing about Trump that's trustworthy to me. Like even back when I was a shorty and he would be on WWE, he was a jerk. He was like someone that we laughed at. He was someone we mocked. The Apprentice, we mocked him, and somehow, some way, we made this man the president. We made the billionaire version of Flavor Flav our president, and I just can't believe it, man. I look at where we are, and honestly, I'm not sure how Obama would have handled this. I'm not sure how Clinton. I'm not sure how George W. Bush. I'm not sure how anybody would have handled this. But I just feel like a level-headed person. Any three names I just named, and George W. Bush is not the most level-headed. I believe those three people that preceded Trump, I believe they both would have acted on this virus much quicker. I believe his vice president, someone who I don't like either, Mike Pence, I think he would have took this much more serious, much faster, and we would have at least got a little bit ahead of it. I think as soon as we heard Italy had it, we would have been all right. Boom, let's go. We gotta start taking precautions. We did not take precautions until it hit us, which is crazy. But I'm off that, man. Let's get off that because I can go on forever about how much I hate our political system in America and in the world. But in this time of quarantine, in this time of I know people hate me saying quarantine. People hate everyone saying quarantine, but it's just a cool word to say. In this time of just stay at home, in this time of self isolation, a lot of new music has came out. A lot of music I've been listening to. A lot of new TV shows I've been watching. A lot of movies I'm trying to watch. I'm OD bored at the crib. Like I'm trying to make more content and do more of this. Like doing more of the Juice Unfiltered series. I've been making playlists every day. If you're a member of the Good in the Hood podcast Facebook groups, you can see my daily playlist, my Juice Supreme versus the Quarantine volumes. Um, Also, I'm going to drop a playlist, I believe, today before this podcast drop or after this podcast drop. Just 10, uh, the 10 playlists, the 10 song playlist I give on Spotify with the BKC shop, the Blank Canvas creatives, the homie Uncle Vic kills those topics, and I got this week his topic was the female rappers, female MCs. I got my microphone Queens playlist coming up this today. But with all that being said, man, I'm gonna talk about some of this new music that's dropped, right? And I'm a big fan of the Joe Budden podcast. Big fan. And Joe Budden has kind of instigated this kind of feud. I'm not sure if it's true or not true, but it's the Weeknd versus PartyNextDoor, right? And the Weeknd album dropped After Hours, and I fuck with it. It's a pretty good project. It's better than Starboy to me. It's still very pop heavy. It's very Weeknd is never gonna go back to full blown trilogy mode. The closest thing we got to that was Beauty Behind the Madness. And but still on this joint, he's talking that talk. He's talking that he's doing cocaine with strippers on this album. Like, so like if that Weeknd is definitely present on this album. I rock with a lot of the songs on the album. The Weeknd he came through. There's some skips, but they're not skips because they're bad songs. They're more so skips because they just sound like a lot of the songs sound the same. With that being said, the person that Joe Budden has kind of instigated the Weeknd beefing with is PartyNextDoor. And PartyNextDoor just dropped his album 2 weeks or maybe a week, 2 weeks after the Weeknd. Party Mobile's the name of his album. And I'm a big Party fan. I actually like Party. I liked Party a little bit more, a little bit more than the Weeknd. Like that, his first album, the self-titled PartyNextDoor album. Pete, the album that came after that, P2. Those two albums are fire. I love them albums, always have. I wasn't a big fan of P3 or The Colors for real, but there was still quality. There's still a lot of quality on those projects, right? This album, though, Party Mobile, whatever it's called, yeah, it's trash. It's pretty bad. It's bad in the sense of it's just I don't want to say monotonous, but it's very one note, and it's very melancholy, almost too laid back. It's that kind of back. You can play it like background music, but the kind of background music you'll forget that's playing. Like you know how you have music playing and you be doing something surfing the web and you vibe into with music still, right? But you know there are other times you have music playing and you just surfing through the web and you just don't realize the music is playing because the music is just so yeah. That's Party Mobile. Party Mobile. He has a song with Rihanna, bro, and the song with Rihanna mid. How do you make a Rihanna song? Rihanna ain't had a song since what? 2018, 2017 at best. Like, and it's mid? You gonna give us a mid Rihanna? Oh, you tripping. I was so upset with Party Joe. I literally listened to the album 2 times, right? And then I just say, you know what? I'm done. I put on the first 2 albums. I put on PartyNextDoor and P2 and just vibed out to those 2 albums. And just appreciated the time when PartyNextDoor was actually making quality music, man. I really cannot believe Party gave us such a mediocre uh, a mediocre release. I was baffled by it. And like I said, the Weekends didn't blow me out the park. I believe even on the podcast last week, Joe Budden was talking about how PartyNextDoor can definitely beat the Weeknd. Like he doubted it at first because Party been kind of fluky recently. But when the Weeknd dropped, it wasn't super incredible. Joe Budden, like myself, I thought, oh, PartyNextDoor can definitely top this, and he somehow was horrible. It's just like it's why this album is just not good. It's just not good. Also, the same dropped the same day as Party was the G-Eazy. He dropped the new album 2020 Power Exhibition. I have not listened to that yet. Many people, many friends, associates have told me it's a good album. I should listen to it. I listened to TM104, I believe, it dropped last year. It was cool. I listened to it like a day and I gave up on it. The album before that, Pressure. That album has American Dream on it with J. Cole and Kendrick. Love that song. Don't care about G-Eazy on that song. J. Cole just kills it. G-Eazy, for me, hasn't made a dope album or something that I need to listen to in so long that I'm just not rushing to this 2020 Power Exhibition. I'm hearing this dope. I'm going to give it a listen. But I'll be damned if I rush to a G-Eazy album in 2020. I just be damned. Like, last G-Eazy album I heard that was just like, man, I think it was Recession. That was like 2008, 2009. G-Eazy has been, you know what I'm saying, he's one of the artists, man, like a G-Eazy, a T.I. I put them kind of in the same realm as I put 50. Like, their sound now it just ain't going right. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in where music is. Like, they haven't progressed any. They haven't changed up any. They're still like when Jeezy's at his best. Jeezy is 2005 Jeezy. When Ti is at his best, Ti is 2005 Ti. When 50's at his best, he's 2003 50. Like they're stuck there. Even for me, also a person that people love that I've also put in that category is like The Game. Like I've not rushed to an album by The Game since documentary. Like I'd be cool. Like it's gonna be the same thing. Like I like artists who can not necessarily reinvent themselves, but feed me something different. Like even if it sounds like, for instance, like I'm a huge J Cole fan, right? And when I look at J Cole when he first came out with Come Up and Warm Up and Friday Night Lights and then he went into Cold World, which I didn't mess with that album. That album was actually is actually a perfect example of something that's like you just pretty much giving me what you always give me, but just lazily. It sounds lazy. So when he came back with Born Sinner, it's very similar stylistically to a Friday Night Lights, but he's giving me just more. He's giving me, something. It's something different. There's some difference in there. Different sounding beats. He's trying to do melodies. Adding something to your repertoire every time is important. I think as a fan, when I want to hear new music, from an artist, I typically want to hear new music from an artist. Like I want to hear something different from you. I want you to provide me, show me you've been doing something different. I believe music is a creative thing. So if you do the same thing every time, that's not creative to me. You lose the creativity. The creativity is gone. That's why I got talked about on the Juice Unfiltered episode 3. It's called Mr. O Kanye. Even though Kanye, I'm not the biggest fan of his latest music, it's new. It sounds different than anything he's ever done every time. And I can respect that. So even though I don't like the music, I don't like what he's doing as a person, I can respect that he still has that creativity in him to try to change things up, to reinvent. That is a part of the creative process, and I respect that wholeheartedly. And mentioning the creative process, there's this rapper, right? And he is ill lyrically. He's incredible. He has amazing ability and talent as a hip hop artist, right? And I hate being one of them dudes on the internet to say somebody's corny or all that stuff, right? But I can't put my finger on it. I really be trying. And I think it's because the music just isn't good. Like his creativity is through the roof. Like he has all the creativity you could want from any artist. But the music just does not resonate. I'm talking about Joyner Lucas, right? Joyner Lucas is a person who he can spit. I'm not ever going to deny that boy's lyricism, his lyrical ability. But man, I'm just cool. My homie Chop on Facebook said that Joyner Lucas can he can have a song featuring Biggie and Hove, and he'll put Skip. And it's like because Joyner it's just man. Like he dropped this video. It's called Will, and he pretty much reenacted movies, TV, The Fresh Prince. He reenacted Will Smith's career in Hollywood. He dressed up the part of each Will Smith character, and it's a dope concept. He correlated himself to Will Smith and said how they have so much in common, how Will Smith inspires him, how Will Smith inspires him as a dad, as a businessman, and so on and so forth. And dope, very dope concept. Will Smith deserves all praises. But fam, it's like no, I'm not gonna listen to this song ever again in life. It's like that racist song he did. Dope concept for a video. The video was phenomenal, very creative. I'm not listening to that song, bro. I have no need. Like when I think it was what's my man's name? My Son. He rapped over that and kind of flipped that whole I'm racist video that Joyner Lucas did and killed it. And I kept that song, not the video. I kept that song like in my rotation because like it's the one thing. It's really hard to put this into words, but like there's like for Eminem or not even Eminem because Eminem's a legend. But like cats like Russ or Logic, I never even heard a Russ song, but like a cat like Logic, right? So a cat like Logic can spit, he can do the fast rap thing, he can do the lyrical miracle, all that incredible stuff. but the music just be so lackluster, so unenjoyable, so unentertaining. It's like there's more to hip hop than words, and I'm a big word person. I love rappers who have vocabulary. I love rhyme schemes. I love punchlines. I love analogies. I love all of it. Right. I love full blown lyricism. I can love a rapper just sitting there and just not really having a flow and just spit words at me viciously like a Royce or like a Joe Budden or like a Pusha T. Like I like these artists that give energy and give words. It is not super flowy. It does not. It don't gotta have a bunch of melodies or a catchy hook. I don't need that for my music. But at the same time, it's gotta be something to gravitate towards. Something that's going to like shock or something that's going to be like whoa or something. There's gotta be something to your words other than just what you're talking about. Like, you gotta say something. You know what I'm saying? Like your topic can be incredible, creative. It can be unique. The topic can be all those things. But if the words you're saying, if the punchlines, if they're not hitting, if they're not connecting, then you're failing. And of course, Logic, Joyner, even Russ. Never heard of Russ song like I said, but these three cats all have in. I could put a G-Eazy in a Macklemore. I could put a bunch of cats in there, and they all have large fan bases, and I respect it. But I don't understand what the fans are connecting to. They're connecting. It seems like to me, especially with like a Russ or a Logic, the person. Like the person seems to be the thing the fans are a fan of, not necessarily the music, because it just doesn't make sense to me. How could you be being a fan, like listening to a Logic song is like literally listening to paint dry. He's gonna rap fast. He's gonna talk about how he's half biracial, and there's nothing that's gonna stick with you. It feels like there's nothing to satisfy. But also that could be preferential. Um, it can be very preferential, but at the same time, I just when someone has the talent that I think that Joyner Lucas has. I remember when I first heard Joyner Lucas, I was kind of impressed by his ability. So I listened to an album and I'm like, this is it. Now you gonna just rap at me? Like you're not gonna provide me with nothing. The beat selection is gonna be kind of eh. The flow gonna be kind of eh. Like it's a lot of blandness. It's like very bland. It's like it's like those people who would take like some chicken, right, and only season the chicken with salt and pepper. Like chicken is great. I love chicken, but if you just gonna give me some chicken with some salt and pepper and bake it and that's it with some white rice, that's trash, bro. I don't care if you cooked it perfectly. Where's the flavor, bro? Like that's what it is. I break it down in fat man terms. All right, so Jordan Lucas, like they all have the talent, right? They all have the gift, but there's no flavor to them. There's nothing that makes them stand out, makes them interesting, and that's all it comes down to. These videos, these topics he does, incredible, but they're also just like they're like a one-offs. They're like boom, that's it. And I'm not gonna listen to that song again. I'm not gonna go back to it. Why? I heard it. You gave me everything on there. There's nothing I'm gonna catch in between now for like. And going on to morning music, I did a review, the first episode of the Juice Unfiltered series on YouTube. Check that out. Was my review for J Electronica's my written testimony, and after that, I also reviewed it more on my first guest appearance on the podcast on the Run the Tape podcast. Shout out to the homie Comfy Cozy and his co-host. Two great hip hop heads that I really appreciate working with. Check out their podcast. They're doing a quarantine series. I think they're doing an episode every day where they call up some listeners or some fellow podcasters and they debate out and review albums. The bro Harris from the Blank Canvas Creatives Crew, he was on there doing an episode for the Run the Dreamers 3 project, one of my favorite projects of last year. Please check that out, man. I talked about the J Electronica album already, so I'm going to touch on it a little bit real quick. The J Electronica album is still in rotation. All praise due to Allah is still my favorite song right now. That song is powerful, bro. That song is powerful. The story of Soldier Slim, the Ghost of Soldier Slim, still fire. Um, the Blinding, still fire. Ezekiel's Will, still fire. It's man, it's a tough album. I know it's not for everybody. So like me knocking Joyner Lucas, I can see somebody else knocking Jay Electronica. It just connects with me. So that's why I said music is subjective. So like, this album, A Written Testimony, connects with me 100%. I'm rocking with it. First off, the whole God body thing, the whole mathematics, the whole that's something I'm interested in actually getting involved in one day in my life. The whole 5%ers thing. I love the messages they give with the mathematics. My favorite number is 9. So just so if you part of that that following, you understand why I can resonate with them a lot because the number 9 is just so powerful in their system, and 9 has always followed me throughout my life. So I'm not a numerologist type of guy, but the number 9 is special to me, and it's what it means in that world is incredible, and that's something I want to pursue more. So when he breaks down the knowledge in that album, or even when Jay just comes through and does his Jay shit, it's fire. That album is still in heavy rotation. I just wish Jay Elect wasn't beefing with Budden. Like I discussed earlier, I'm a fan of the Budden podcast, and I also discussed on the Juice and Filter series a few times. Big Joe Budden, hip hop fan. And to see these two beef, I'm like, man, why couldn't this happen back in the day, bro? Because Joe was beefing with everybody, and I would love to see how Joe would spar and match up with Jay Electronica. That's just the thought process I be having during this boring ass quarantine of making up battle raps, and of course that's possible when there's so much battling going on over the internet. Like the battles online are crazy. There's been Timbaland versus Swizz, and last night there was Hip Boy versus Boy Wonder. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving to see these producers battling. I gotta give super shout out to DJ D Nice because what DJ D Nice did on his Instagram Live and got the whole country, got over 100,000 viewers on Instagram Live, just rocking out to his DJ party for like multiple hours. For every day of a weekend. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. I mean, I was in my crib. I put the Instagram on my TV, the Instagram Live on my TV, and just got to vibing to what D Nice was out there spinning. Man, he was spinning oldies. He was spinning hip hop. He was spinning. He had everything moving, and it was like it was a day party every day. It was the club on Friday night, club on Saturday night, and the Sunday afternoon was a day party, and it was real dope, man. I was really enjoying it, man, and it just tells you what music can do. Because in a world where there's no sports right now, where there's no outside right now, what else can help us besides music, man? Music has pushed me through so much, and to see what D Nice did, and then him to wake up. I got homies who are local producers. I mean, local DJs. Shout out to my homie DJ B. Shout out to my homies DJ Woo, DJ Surprise, DJ Storm. I'm seeing all these DJs on Facebook go crazy. I'm seeing like shout out to Questlove, Ninth Wonder, Brittany Sky, um, Leon Rogers from WGCI in Chicago, from so many people out there putting out they getting they turntables out and spinning and putting the set together. It's greatly appreciated, man. Like music pushes us. Like I started making these quarantine playlists. Like music music helps time go by. Music relieves stress from the brain. It's an escape. Music is an escape. And I remember, like I don't remember. I was 11 years old, but like when 2001, when 9/11 happened in 2001, I remember that people were going crazy because Jay-Z and Fabulous dropped their album that same day, and people went to sports, but there's no sports now. So like it's all music, and music is gonna get us through all this, man. I'm sure of it. I have no worries in me because I just know that we're gonna fight. We're gonna survive this. We got to survival of the fittest, and I ain't the fittest, but goddamn it, I'm a survive. Best believe that. And when I talk about DJ G Nice and all these great lives, I gotta talk more about the Timbaland versus Swizz joint. Right? When that happened, I was like, oh shit. 'Cause I remember when Swizz beat Just Blaze. I think he beat Timbaland also a couple of years ago on IG Live too, in my opinion. But this time around was different. So what they're doing is not really a beat battle. They're calling it a beat battle, but it's really going song for song. Because at first, if you guys watch the entire if you watch the entire live video, the first live episode, because they kind of broke up a few times. The first one was Swizz in his garage playing music, and you know what I'm saying. Tim was still in the studio, and Swizz was going crazy, hitting them with haymakers, money, cash, hoes, and all the anthems Swizz got would come out the gate. He was punching them, and Tim was like getting bowled up. He was getting pop, 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 knocked out, and then Swizz moved to his car and started playing music. And then I'm not sure what happened, but Swizz started falling. He started falling into what Tim started doing, because Tim is more, in my opinion, more of a R&B producer, and Swizz is more of a hard-headed hip hop producer. Swizz has the hip hop knockers, and Tim has, if he has hip hop knockers, they're more laid back, or they just go to Jay-Z. Otherwise, he's pretty R&B to me. And for some reason, Swizz kind of just fell into Timbaland's world, and Timbaland was kind of controlling the tempo with things and took over. Tim was hitting them with the Missy joints. Tim was hitting them with just everything. Hitting them with the Rihanna joints. He was hitting them with everything, and 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 Swizz for some reason would never get into his DMX bag. Swizz wanted to stick with some Mariah shit, and he's like, all right, man, come on, Swizz, like he's gonna get beat up like this, and I didn't see it going that way. I did not see Swizz losing that. I'm more of a Timbaland fan as a producer, but in a beat battle, I would have thought that Swizz Beatz would have came through. But once again, this more so came down to hits, and going off that, we got last night Hit Boy versus Boy Wonder, and I thought Hit Boy was going to prevail. I thought Hit Boy was going to knock this one out the park. I know the joints Hit Boy has. I'm not that well versed in the Boy Wonder outside of Drake, and Boy Wonder came through at the beginning with some joints other than Drake, and he played like 2 Drake songs, and then Hit Boy would start complaining about, oh, he's gonna play all Drake now, and Hit Boy was like in his feelings, like, cause first off, Boy Wonder was hilarious. He was trolling the whole time. He had a drop. He'll go the Drake drop from 0 to 100. I just saw the Hit Boy. I got the Hit Boy. He kept playing that over and over again. It was getting under Hit Boy's skin. And for some reason, Hit Boy was not playing his smashes. Hit Boy would play a bunch of T Grizzlies. He was playing a bunch of songs from Big Sean that I never heard before. And there was one song he played with Big Sean that's coming out on Big Sean's new album, Detroit 2, featuring Nipsey. And that song sounds crazy. That song sounds crazy. I cannot wait for Big Sean album to drop. I'm not even a big Sean fan. I don't even like Big Sean music for real outside of Dark Sky Paradise. But that song sounds incredible, and I will be waiting for Big Sean's album now. I was not anticipating that album at all for it. It was something I was going to just get to when I get to. But now, I got to listen to that album, because that song sounds incredible. And then, like, so after Boy Wonder abusing Hit Boy for a long time, because Hit Boy, after a while, Hit Boy just started playing just a bunch of B-side records that no one knew, and that's cool, but on IG Live, the sound isn't so great. So I understand it's a beat battle, but if I can't hear your beats for real, and I only hear the song, I'm just hearing the artist really, like the beat is very, the beat's kind of under the artist because of the IG Live quality. So I'm hearing like, man, it's gonna sound like it's nothing. So it might have been a banging beat, I'm not sure, but I'm just hearing the song. It don't sound fire. And you going up against a guy who has damn near Drake's whole catalog. Like, I'm talking about Boy Wonder is out here is out here playing 10 bands and Know Yourself and joints from Scorpion. Like he's going crazy on them. And Hit Boy's playing T Grizzly and Dom Kennedy and a joint a Benny the Butcher joint that didn't sound that fire to me at the time. It might be a fire song, but once again, it didn't sound that good on IG Live. it took forever for Hit Boy to start playing the songs from Cruel Summer, songs from Watch the Throne. He finally got to click late in the battle. He got to Niggas in Paris late in the battle. Well, of course, when that dropped, you got to play that over and over and over again. He played it like 7 times from the start. Um, and then he got the Sicko Mode. That beat is so fire. The beat for Sicko Mode is so fire. Hit Boy got a bunch of joints with Nicki. He played a bunch of Nicki joints late. I'm like, man, why are you waiting so long to get to your smack? Like Hit Boy Wonder is knocking him out. Boy Wonder's laughing, trolling him, and Hit Boy is getting mad and he was getting tight. He was getting tight. And the greatest thing about the whole thing is the comments. The comment section for the battle makes it even better. Like the comment section elevated the battle to a whole other level because you see the comments and the battlers are reading the comments. The battle like Hit Boy is reading the comments and he's seeing everyone saying, "Oh, Boy Wonder's up 27-5," and you get like Marv from the Joe Budden podcast. You get Low Key from Beats One Radio. You got Drake is in the comments. You got Russ in the comments, and everyone just giving their opinion, giving their take, and no one is on Hit Boy's side. It looks like except Big Sean, who's in studio with Hit Boy. It was a great, entertaining experience. I watched the whole. I think it was like 3 hours, maybe 2 hours of that battle, and it was great, man. They killed that. They killed that, and I needed that because all I've been doing is watching like Octavia Spencer and Blair Underwood and Self Made on Netflix. Shout to LeBron James, great show. I've been trying to watch. I've been watching Dave, with the Lil Dicky show on FX, a hilarious show. I've been pretty bored, man. So like to get these battles out the way has been amazing. I've been watching that Tiger King show too. Let me just tell y'all, man, white people are crazy. So I must tell you about Tiger King. Tiger King is the physical affirmation that white people are crazy. Tiger King is nuts. It's like why? I'm starting to watch the show Westworld. Very slow watch, but the idea of it is pretty cool. Very similar to Lost or like Lost meets The Matrix meets Deadwood. It's very interesting show, man. But that battle. That Hit Boy Wonder battle was much better than the Timbaland Swizz battle, and I love the Timbaland Swizz battle. That battle was super entertaining. I love Swizz Beatz. Swizz Beatz is like a hype man for itself, but it just wasn't entertaining after a while because Swizz Beatz kind of folded. And I hate to say that about a legend, but he just kind of did. Like it was kind of like he came out the gate so strong, and he did not get back to DMX until it was almost too. It was too late. So that was just very underwhelming. But everyone on Twitter after that battle last night instantly started naming out names they want to hear next. And I got a few battles I want to see happen. Like I know, some are very unrealistic. Like my first one is Dr. Dre versus Pharrell. I think that would be crazy. I would love to see grinding versus nothing but a G thing. Like that's just a dope contrast. I think that would be an epic battle. No ID versus Premier. You can go Gangstar versus 444. Like No ID got some joints that we don't even realize he got. That would be a fire. That'd be a fire battle. Shout out to Primo, a legend. Puff versus Kanye. I seen a lot of people say Puff should go against JD, and I give respect to JD. A lot of respect to JD, but JD ain't gonna be able to match up against the Biggie raps. No, JD is not gonna be able to do it. I don't care what Jay-Z song he plays. Jermaine Dupri can play "Money Ain't a Thing" 1,000 times. Once Puff just puts play on a Biggie song, he loses. Kanye West can battle that. I think Kanye Kanye can give you his classic Hove joints. He can give you Harder the City. He can give you them joints. He can give you Lucifer. He can give you them joints, and then he can go ahead and give you some of his records to battle Biggie. I think Puff versus Kanye, that'd be fire. That'd be fire. Another one I got, Alchemist versus Just Blaze. Just Blaze is a tough one, man, because Just Blaze is one of my favorite producers. Like Just Blaze gives you the PSAs, he gives you the Talib Kweli, Never Been in Loves. He gives you so many dope records. But at the same time, a lot of his stuff is very banger heavy, very anthem heavy, very, a lot of PSA, a lot of pump it up sounding records, like a lot of boom, boom, boom records. I think Alchemist would be a good matchup for that. He can go to his Prodigy bag, he can go to his Currency bag. He can go to he got a few things he can tackle over there. Another one for me, I want to see the battle with the group collaborators. So Justice League, very famous for what they do with Rick Ross, versus Heatmakers, very famous for what they do for Dipset. I think those two will be a great battle. I would love to see that. Ninth Wonder versus Madlib. Ninth Wonder is probably my favorite producer. I don't think he's the best producer, but he's just my favorite because I'm a big Lil Brother fan. I rock with Rocksteady. Threats on Black Album is probably my favorite beat on Black Album. Don't kill me. I know Allure's on there. Ninth Wonder is just one of the producers that I just truly, um, I don't know, man. Watching Ninth Wonder make a beat is always a fun thing to me. Ninth Wonder is just dope. And Madlib, I ain't gotta say much about. I don't gotta say much about Madlib. Madlib gave us Mad Villainy. Shout out to Meth Doom. He gave us Pinata and Bandana. Shout out to Freddie Gibbs, Quasimodo. Madlib is incredible. Those two battling will be incredible. And the obvious choice for me is Thundercat versus Flying Lotus. Those two collaborate a lot. They have dope albums on solo side. They do dope records. They've done stuff with Kendrick, Anderson .Paak. They have dope records. I think them doing a beat battle would be just phenomenal for hip hop fans like myself. And doing something for the trap cats. I think Zaytoven versus Mustard. I heard a lot of Mustard versus Hitmaker. And I love Hitmaker. I love what Hitmaker does. I like a lot of the songs, like The Light with Jeremiah and Tadala Sign. He got some joints with got a whole album down there with Chris Brown with 50 songs. Like Hitmaker's fire, but he's much more R&B, and I think that'd be cool. Like, it'd be cool to watch that, but I think Mustard would obliterate him with some YG records, with some Rihanna records. His album Perfect 10, that Perfect 10 album by Mustard, would by itself, in 10 songs might kill Hitmaker. Hey, no cap. But also tonight, supposedly tonight, today is Saturday, March 28th, and supposedly on IG Live tonight we should be getting a battle between Sean Garrett and The Dream. Now I'm not sure if you guys are super familiar with Sean Garrett, but Sean Garrett's resume is crazy. Sean Garrett has gave us Yeah by Usher. He's gave us Goodies by Sierra. He's gave us He's gave us Destiny's Child Soldier. Like he's like he's gave us so many smashes, bro. Oh man, it's crazy. These songs he gave us "Run It" and "Give Me That" by Chris Brown. He's given so many incredible records, bro. And that's just before 2006. You get to the Beyonce "Got Me Body," "Upgrade You," bring the alarm. The amount of song, this might be off of the Dream gonna win. I don't know. I'm reading this list again. Like, hold on. This is crazy. He got "Dig a Hole" by Jay-Z. You got that? This is crazy. I'm just reading this list now for the first time down there. He got some joints. He gets Britney Spears, but it's 2007. I'm not sure how that plays out. He got some Cassidy. How did Cassidy afford this? Ricky Iglesias, bro. But yeah, his man got joints, man. He got some joints. But The Dream, we all know who The Dream is. The Dream got his own solo records. The Dream is one of my favorite R&B singers. The Dream got records, man. The Dream's Foreplay album. The Dream's Foreplay album, a must. And any R&B lovers library, if they don't have The Dream's Foreplay, they fraudulent. But like The Dream, he got Umbrella for Rihanna. He got Single Ladies for Beyonce, Partition for Beyonce. He got Baby by Justin Bieber. He got some joints. So it's gonna be. I think it'll be an epic battle. It'll be an epic class. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be tuned in tonight for sure on IG Live because I got shit else to do. Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's gonna continue getting crazier. I hope everyone out there stays safe, remain safe, stay home. Please stay home. There's nothing out there for you. If the bars are closed, the restaurants are closed. We have FaceTime. We have Facebook. We have Facebook Live. We have Instagram Live. I'm seeing when I go to Instagram now, my entire like the stories, like you see the little circles and stuff. All the stories just people going live, and I'm not tripping. Like do that. Go ahead and just interact with people the best way you see fit, the safest way you see fit, man. Because it's not hanging out with your homies playing cards or having a day party and drinking liquor with your homies is not worth risking your life. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. It can't be. If your life is literally just that, then bro, you got some reevaluating to do. Like just wait. Your friends will be there. If y'all play it smart, y'all will all be there in the summertime when we all back regular, man. So thank y'all for tuning in to the ninth episode. The ninth episode of the Good in the Hood podcast. I debated not doing this today because today, like I'm recording it on the same day I'm gonna drop it. Um, I was trying to work out the Zoom app. I was trying to work out maybe doing Skype with some homies and getting homies on here, but it was just too. It was too complicated. It was too many moving pieces with that, and I figured the best way to do it is just go ahead and give y'all a solo runoff. I gave y'all a good hour of content. I'm gonna keep giving y'all the juice and filters. Trying to do less than about 20 minutes or less every episode of that, and just keep feeding the content. Trying to grow this fan base, grow this brand, perfect this craft. I'm trying to pursue, and move things in the right direction. Man, I can't be sitting here quarantined doing nothing. So I'm trying to be productive the best way I can. And right now, that's by doing this. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for supporting. Please subscribe on YouTube, man. The links are in all the bios of my social media. And you can follow us on social media, Facebook.com/Good in the Hood Pod, Instagram.com/Good in the Hood Pod, Twitter.com/Good in All Hoods, Anchor.fm, that's where all the podcast audio is released, and you can get the links to Spotify, Apple Music, and Google Podcasts from Anchor.fm/Good in the Hood. Please check us out, man. Keep checking us out, man. YouTube is getting there. It's gonna be the fifth video on YouTube right here. Trying to build that for sure. More guests hopefully soon when the quarantine is over. I definitely want to get some women on the show, some ladies, get a lady perspective. Shout out to Miss T. Miss T is anxious to rip my head off over those Miami Heat takes I have, and also some of those female rapper takes I have, because I do not like Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, and Cardi B. Their music to me is just, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like I don't get it. But you know, shout out to Rhapsody though. Shout out to No Name. Shout out to Tierra Whack. Shout out to Nitty Scott. A lot of dope female artists. Be in tune for my top. I'm gonna give a playlist, 10 songs, 10 different artists, all female rappers. That's dropping today, Saturday, March 28th, man. So please check that out. That's on Spotify. That will be on the Facebook page, the Instagram page, Facebook group page, and Twitter. So go back to those links and check that out, man. The links are also in the description. The links are also in the bios. You feel me? Until next time, man. Peace and love. Juice out.